This episode of D-Suite Nation is sponsored by Hoffman's Deco Deli. Now at their brand new location at 444 Saginaw Street in the heart of downtown Flint, Heath Hoffman and his staff has provided the Flint community with deliciously fresh food for the past 11 years. Whether you're stopping in for lunch, looking for catering for your corporate event or meeting, or simply stopping in for a hot cup of coffee, Hoffman's has something on the menu for you. Hoffman's Deco Deli, guaranteed to make your day a little fresher.
All right, everybody, this is the D-Suite Nation show. We're at Luigi's today with Chris Piliafas. Chris, how you doing, buddy?
Good.
Okay, I said cardiovascular coach, but I almost got jumped.
Right.
This is his nutrition specialist, Mr. Vince Strange. You might remember from episode 3 when we was talking pro wrestling. Now, before we get started, there's something I noticed in the room here between me, Darren Simpson, Tim Craig, Torrey Jeffries, who am I leaving out? And Vince Strange.
You all look
This is the first time that I've ever been in a packed bar where there's been more light-skinned people in here than anything else. Light skin is where it's at. Okay, the Zabo, Brian and Tony Zabo. Shout out to them.
I thought Steve was out of town.
And we're taking over. Light skin is where it's at. Women love us. Light skin.
You're darker than all three of them, too.
Yeah.
That's some shit.
Yeah. Well, people think I'm light skinned, so that's close enough. Chris, man, how you feeling, man? How you feeling
feel
today?
good, man.
How's
Thank
the
you,
training
man.
going?
Rough.
Going rough? What have you been doing?
A lot of cardio, diet, and, getting boxing, jiu-jitsu, Russian sambo, all the good stuff.
Who are the guys that are training you?
My little brother, Donnie, he's a professional boxer. I got Jerry Nelson, who's,
Okay.
he's went to nationals for Golden Gloves. So
Okay, and you're doing that in
Up in Traverse City,
Up in Traverse City area?
Traverse City.
Okay, well, shout out to them guys, man.
Yeah.
Well, first things first, man. You're from Flint, so
Absolutely.
tell us about your childhood, man. Growing up in Flint.
Born and raised Flint. Was born in St. Joseph's Hospital.
St.
75.
Joseph's Hospital.
St. Joe's. St. Joe's, the best hospital
Yes.
ever in Flint.
I
ever.
agree.
Punching out winners.
Yep, absolutely. And went to Doyle Ryder. Grew up in River Village. Then went on to Pierce.
Pierce
Been to Whittier.
Arrows. Pierce Arrows.
Pierce Arrows, yeah.
East Village area.
East Village, yep, absolutely.
One quick thing, I just noticed Steve Levels walked in here. He has something to do today, but he'd rather be here.
I love Steve Levels.
So Steve's here today. Big shout out to Steve Levels.
Steve.
He had plans today, and he canceled to come here. God bless his heart. As if you need more airtime. You've been on 5 shows already. Planetarium. When I look at you, the planetarium comes to mind. What are your good and bad memories at the planetarium? The waterfall in particular.
Oh, man.
Remember, this is an uncensored show.
Yeah, well, I'll let you bring it up because you saw a lot more than I did.
I don't want to be a bad person. I'll just add.
It's just, I guess that was a meeting spot for people with fuse. That was the new playground, so we didn't have a swing set at the planetarium, so that was a spot, I guess.
And what took place at that playground?
I guess you handle differences.
Settled a lot of
Old
scores
school,
there?
Yeah, old school handling the differences. That was our spot, yeah.
Now, you know you're not supposed to try to drown people. Okay, once the fight is over, it's over. You're not supposed to try to drown people.
There was never water in there, ever. It was always empty. Right? Yeah. Right, and it was the end of wrestling season every time, too. Yep.
Now, at some point, you ended up moving to Nebraska. Boys Town?
Yeah, I was.
Tell us about Boys Town.
Man, I was bad. I used to get in a lot of trouble.
Is that why you got sent there?
Yeah, because I had a real bad problem not minding my own business, sticking up for people that I shouldn't have. So,
That's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean,
No, it is,
You know,
'cause,
it's an instinct to stick up for people.
Well, yeah, but a lot of times they didn't reciprocate, so, and I paid the price for it.
Okay.
Because I always thought when I was younger, it's like I always wanted to have a name for fighting. Thought it was cool until you got in trouble for it. So you ended up getting sent out to Boys Town in Omaha, Nebraska, which was cool because it was a different environment, man. Because I was housed with kids just like me, they're involved in gangs from all over the United States, Puerto Rico, Bahamas.
Omaha's a big city, though. A lot of people don't know that. Omaha's very, very big.
Well, when I first found out I was getting sent there, it's like usual of Omaha. I'm thinking there's bears and shit everywhere, so I didn't know. Omaha's huge. They have like 4 huge malls. It's actually a big city.
So Boys Town is in Omaha.
It's actually Boys Town is its own city outside of Omaha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what was your experiences at Boys Town? I mean, did you learn anything there?
It was
or?
awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. It's just like being in a college environment. And we had our own police department, fire department. Big field house, bigger than the one at Flint Central.
Bigger than Lavoie Fieldhouse or Ballinger Fieldhouse or both?
Both. It was huge.
Oh, okay.
They had Olympic-sized pool in there. It was awesome. It was
Now, do they have better athletes in Omaha or in Flint? I've been meaning to ask you that.
it's hard to say because we produced a lot of great athletes, man. When I played football my sophomore year, we had like 5 guys go to Division I from a Class B school. So, what I mean? Our running back got a full ride to the University of Wyoming Cowboys.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, they've had a lot of great talent come out of Omaha or Boys Town.
Okay. When did you get into MMA fighting? How old were you when you got
I've
into
been in
MMA?
martial arts my whole life. Anybody that knows me, I've always been in jiu-jitsu, Russian sambo, and a wrestler in high school. So, I just kind of fell into it. One of my friends, that's Donnie, the professional boxer, there was no legitimate gyms up in Traverse City. And I was living in St. Clair Shores at the time, and they had me come up, and they had a financial backer. They pitched me on to open up a gym, and it just flourished. It was crazy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who was your first opponent when you first went pro?
Jason Fish.
Who's that guy?
Jason Fish, I think he's ranked 4th in the state right now.
That name rings a bell.
He's
I heard somebody talking about him. Is that the guy that Dingo kicked in the side of the head and he
put him to
moonwalked
sleep.
10 feet backwards? Is that the kid?
Yeah, caught him right.
Short,
Caught him,
tattoos?
yeah, that was great.
No, I mean, I'm not making fun of him. I
don't like Jason and I, when we fought, man, I made a mistake because I went through my amateur career at 14-0, and I had this attitude like, oh, Chris Piliafas, and I'd basically come off the couch. This dude trained his ass off, did cardio. I won the first 2 rounds, gassed out in the third, and when you can't hold your hands up and you're fighting a professional boxer, that's not a good situation. So, I mean, I didn't get knocked out or anything, but it was a learning experience. So that's a fight I'm hoping to get back. I'm supposed to be getting matched up with him here in the near future. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, I hope I pronounced the guy's name right. Mariusz Pudzianowski.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know who that is. Wasn't he the strongest man in the world at one time?
5 times.
5 times strongest man in the world.
Dude, he's full trained.
This is like one of the best in the world. Guy, you fought him in Poland.
Absolutely, yeah.
How did that fight come about?
I was on a 5-fight run. I was ranked 6th in the world for King of the Cage. Just won a world title. So, I was making a little noise for myself, and my management had the best management in the state. They've every guy in the UFC, like Darren Cruikshank, Jared Brooks. They all came from Anger Management, our fight team. So, yeah, it's my management. They're real good about getting fights. So yeah, it was offered to me, and I took it.
So, how strong is he? Because I mean, I know you have the appreciation of how strong he is.
It was weird. And I know Vince probably knows what I'm talking about. It's like he didn't hit hard, but he's hard to move. It's like when I had him in my guard, it was almost like his hands and legs were like implanted into the mat. And it's impossible. It was crazy. It was like a totally different type of strength than I've ever dealt with before.
Almost like fighting a bear, probably, almost.
I've never fought a bear.
Well, I know.
I'll try not to.
We were talking about you finger earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, is he a nice guy?
What's he
like?
Man.
What's he like as a person? Pretty nice guy?
He's a drinker. He likes to drink.
A guy from Poland drinking. Imagine
I know,
that.
right? Yeah, they're really nice over there. All the people, the food's great.
I know they got good food there because I used to go to
good vodka too.
I used to go to Hamtramck all the time back when it was still a Polish town.
Yeah.
Best food, one of the best places I've ever ate.
The food over there's phenomenal.
So he's a nice guy?
Yeah, super nice.
When was the last time you seen him? Was it back then?
My second fight, we hung out.
Still in contact with him?
We hung out in Donsk. Well, I've been friends on Facebook, but I'm not a fanboy, so I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
plus there's a language barrier.
I wouldn't look
and there's
at
a language barrier, so it's like you don't want to. Yeah. I'm a little Ebonical at times, and I can say something. He's not gonna. You probably think I'm saying something else, and I try to avoid that shit.
How far of a flight did you have to fly out there to Poland?
9-10 hour flight.
Because I'm deathly afraid of flying. How long did you have to fly over water?
I slept the whole time. I don't know. It's a long time.
Oh, see, I couldn't do it.
It was
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Dan got me to eat spaghetti on one of my. You're aware of my spaghetti thing. He got me to eat spaghetti a couple months ago. But you ain't getting me to fly over no bodies of water.
You gotta get somewhere.
Yeah, but think about it though. Think about it. When you're flying over water, like when you're driving your car, you have a little engine trouble. You pull over the side of the road, pop the hood. You can't do that when you're flying, can you?
Yeah, not that.
Right,
No.
You see that pilot landed that airplane on the Hudson River in New York.
Yep,
Hudson
like skipping
River.
a rock.
Yeah, but the Hudson River, that's in New York. You could swim somewhere. I'm talking about in the middle of the ocean. That's not something you really want to think about.
we'd
You
have
got
to-
Yeah,
flights,
but you see their flotation devices. So.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it.
You can use those.
we'd have to B.A. Barack his ass to get him on
Right.
the plane. Right?
Okay, I'm about to ask you a question. I'm going to give you the mic, and I'm going to let you speak on it for a while. I want you to tell us about your upcoming fight, February 8th, and tell us who Haney is. Tell us about him, whatever his background is. Just go ahead. I'm going to let you speak on him.
Yeah, I'm fighting K.O. Haney. He's out of Saginaw. He says he's from Flint. I don't know anybody that knows him. He didn't know me. And
He's from Saginaw, and
he says he's from
Flint.
Flint. Yeah, he's a professional boxer. He won a bunch of tough men back in the day. He's just a punk, dude. I can't say anything nice about the guy. He's just everything about him's annoying. He's got bad tattoos. It's just misspelled shit.
Now, does he go by Daniel too? Because
I just goes K. I didn't even know his name was Daniel until I looked him up on BoxRec.
Oh, his name is Daniel Haney?
Yeah,
That's
his
Daniel
official
Haney, yeah.
official name's Daniel Haney. Yeah.
Yeah, Danielle.
Why does he act the way that he acts? Why
He's
does
just,
he act
he's
like
one
that?
of these, those guys that he just, I guess he has to put up the facade and he tries to be something that he's not, and he's got a real, the thing about social media is it gives everybody a voice, and he's one of those guys that abuses it. And he runs his mouth and says shit that he shouldn't. And, he's been asking for this fight several times. One time we were supposed to fight as amateurs. He showed up on crutches, which I thought was bullshit. And then our last one I had to pull because I had some family shit going on, and now it's happening. And he called me out all 3 times. And I don't like him. He's threatened me, threatened my family, and
That's not cool. That's not cool
I
at
can't
all.
wait to get my
that
hands
at
on
all.
it. It's personal. It's for the first time I honestly say that this is not good.
Threatening people's fan. I don't
he's
like
a
that
fucking
at all.
punk, that's
if that's true, man, I don't have nothing nice to say about
Yeah.
him.
Well, he's gonna pay the price. So it's only
What's
a
his
matter of time.
What's his record?
Honestly, I don't even know. He had a good record as an amateur. I think he's like 1-1 as a pro.
He
This
says
says-
he's from Flint.
From Flint,
The fight
yeah.
website says he's 5-4.
No.
Okay, now he had to have called you out for a reason. What's the reason he called you out?
Well, my mom passed away, and I took 5 years off.
Okay,
And
yeah,
I came
remember
back, and I blew up, man. I was like 320 pounds. I dieted, got down the weight, and I fought this guy. And in that fight, I caught 2 knees to the groin, and that took a lot out of me. And I ended up losing. And I think he wanted to make a name for himself because I have a name in Michigan MMA. And he's thinking that's the best time is for him to, this is for him to get a name, is trying to get me on my way out like it's going to be an easy fight, which is stupid on his part.
It's stupid, but at the same time, it's a great opportunity for him.
Not really.
Well, I'm just, I
know he doesn't have insurance.
No, I know that. But objectively speaking, though, if he were to win, this might put him on the map. You think?
Yeah, but that ain't going to happen.
I know that. I know. But I'm just saying that would be a nice feather in his cap to have a win over you. I'm just being.
No,
being
absolutely. I mean, everybody wants to have a win over, any type of pioneer. Anybody's got a name, because that legitimizes your career. So, I mean, if you had a name and you were ranked and you had a world title, everybody's going to want to chip at you. That's just the way it is. There's a lot of testosterone
Sure.
in MMA. Everybody's tougher than the next guy. There's always going to be somebody that's going to be running their mouth. So,
Always.
Yeah.
Now you said this was going to be your last fight, and now I hear it's not. Is this going to be your last fight or not?
They Lights Out Championship approached me on a 3-fight deal, and
Okay.
it was good money, and 2 of them are title fights. And there are 3 people that I'd like to put my hands on before I retire, and one of them is that Jay Fish.
Okay.
And my last fight will be against Dingo Brown. So
Where are those fights going to be? Here in Michigan?
one of them's going to be in Bay City in either April or June, and the other one's going to be in Grand Rapids.
Okay.
The other 2 will be in Grand Rapids.
Sounds like some good fights coming up.
Yeah, I'm excited for him, man. I honestly feel right now I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my career,
You
and
look
I'm
like you're
only
in
going to
great
continue.
shape.
Yeah,
You look like you're in great. You've been
I was
paying
a
the price.
slacker.
You've been paying the price.
Yeah,
I gotta give you love.
and it's only going to continue, man. I'm going to
You've been
continue
eating
putting
good.
in work.
Vince put you on a good,
Vince helped out a lot,
nutrition
man. It was,
program.
yeah,
Vince
I was
is the
stressing.
best. Yeah, he's the best in the world at doing that,
Right.
man. And but yeah, I think you're ready, man. You're hungry, and now you're 45 years old.
That was
You're 45 or 46.
I look 32. For the record, I don't look 45.
No.
You're 45 years old. I mean, how many more years do you have left?
I'm going to try to wrap this up in the next 6 months, man. They're doing shows every 2 months,
Okay.
so Yeah.
Go out on top.
So one of the questions we were going to ask you, because we did think this is your last fight. So when your last fight comes around, God forbid that you lose your last fight, right? We all know that's not going to happen, but God forbid you lose. Are you going to be able to walk away?
Oh,
After
absolutely. I
losing a
don't
fight?
have anything to prove, to be honest with you. In my career, I've done what every mixed martial artist wants to do. I fought one of the biggest stages in the world, main event, on pay-per-view. And guys dream of that shit. I won a world title, so I don't, what do I have to prove?
Okay. Yeah, we hear
In
that.
all fairness, my reputation solidifies itself.
Yeah, but we hear that from Ray and I were talking about this the other day when Chuck Liddell retired. I think he retired after a loss,
But see,
and he said,
he
"I'm
went
gonna
out,
hang
man,
it up."
and I don't want to be that guy. You know what I
Ken
mean? There's
Shamrock's
no
another
way.
guy that comes
Yeah.
to mind because
He's still
Shamrock was
fighting.
my favorite fighter in the mid '90s, like the Hoist Gracie, Don Fry, and Dan.
Oh,
Sutton.
yeah.
He was my favorite fighter, but man, you see him now with those mud chops, getting in there with them young guys.
They
man.
offered
What are
King
you
of the
doing,
Cage.
man?
King of the Cage offered me a fight with him. I was like, you're out of your mind.
With who? Dan Severn?
No, well, yeah, no, I was supposed to fight Dan
What
Severn.
happened
and
with
he
Dan
backed out.
Severn? I remember that
He
build-up.
backed out, man. We were supposed to fight the week of. He said he had nerve damage in his face and was retiring, and then 3 weeks later he fought some guy that was 1-13. He was trying to get his 100th win. He wanted to be 100. He wanted to get 100 wins, and he found out
He
that I
wanted to
wasn't
guarantee
the
that
more
win.
fluffy heavyweight that he wanted.
Oh, okay.
You want to catch that L on his last fight?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, which sucked though. I mean, because it was bad. There was a lot of people there. It was at Soaring Eagle.
Oh, so he was a no-call, no-show?
No, he backed out. They
Oh, he
didn't tell
backed
me
out.
until the week of because they didn't want to affect my ticket sales because I'm a ticket seller and I'm a big draw in Michigan MMA, and it was kind of. I don't want to blame Dan because I don't know. They knew, Terry Treblecock and King of the Cage knew, and they kept it from me. But that's the shit. That's what promoters do. The shadiest shit. So.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. You wouldn't let me put that Michigan Wolverines helmet on here. Why is that? How come I couldn't put a Michigan Wolverines helmet up here?
I don't know. It's probably one of the lead causing is diarrhea. I don't know. I'm good on that.
Why? Who's your team?
At Michigan State.
Why?
Because I love it. My family's alumni. That's all I know.
Is there any Michigan fans in here? Woo!
See, my cousins are State fans. Go White. Yeah.
Okay. I have to ask you something here. Something's been on my mind. You refer to their football program as an elite football
Michigan State?
program. Yeah, explain
Over
how
the
they're
last
an
10
elite.
years, who's more elite, Michigan State or Michigan?
Well, you can't
Answer
follow
that.
up.
No, I just want to answer that
You can't
question.
follow up my question with a
neither
question.
one.
I want to
No,
know.
that's a statement.
I would
No,
call
it's a
neither
statement
one
question.
of them elite.
When I think of elite, I think of like Alabama, Clemson, and Ohio State. Those are elite.
See, but this is the thing about Michigan.
Those
you
are
guys,
elite. How
you
is
guys
it-
talk about
Well,
games
we're not talking about Michigan
that
just
happen
yet.
outside of your lifetime.
Explain to me how Michigan State is elite in football.
They're better than overall. They're better than Michigan. How many bowl wins have you guys had in the last 10 years?
It's because of bad coaching.
No, okay, well, it's all
It's
summer.
bad- it's
That's
bad
that
coaching.
rebuilding thing, huh?
It's bad coaching.
Yeah, but you know what?
Look at Darren knows I'm right.
When you're ranked
No, he
lower,
doesn't.
Darren, how many times did you not answer the phone at halftime?
hey Chris,
One.
He's
Finally.
Okay, hold on. Now
Hey,
I'm gonna
Chris.
ask him again.
Hold on.
I'm gonna ask him again because he hasn't answered my question yet. What makes them an elite football program? That's my question.
Over the last 10 years, the bowl wins in their record.
bowl wins on the record.
Bowl
How many
wins
ti-
and their record.
Bowl wins in their
Now
record.
you know it was
but
only
you
How many
can't-
times is Michigan?
Now,
Michigan State is. How many times they finished in the top 10?
Now hold on. We're talking about the elite program here,
I
Michigan
just answered
State.
your question.
I know, but they won 3 games just 4 years ago.
Okay.
3-9.
And it happens.
And they got shut out this year. They got shut out
Okay.
to Wisconsin.
All right.
I can.
How is
I
that?
can-
How is that elite?
Bowl
how is that
games,
elite?
Bowl games and finishing
Yeah,
in
but
the top
elite
10.
elite programs don't get shut out. Shutouts are rare.
Chris.
What do you think, Vince?
I
When
think
you-
elite programs don't lose to Arizona State.
Oh, here we
Oh
here
my
we go.
goodness, 2 years in a row.
Okay, in all fairness, was
Unranked.
there bad
2
calls?
years in a
Was there
row and
bad
both
calls?
unranked.
Was there bad calls?
Herman
Was there a bad
Edwards.
call? Was there a
You
bad call in
play
that
to
game?
win the games.
Was there a bad call in that game? Was there a bad call in that game?
No, don't blame it on the officiating.
No,
you
I'm
tell
just
me that
asking.
all the
Oh,
time.
you guys do that
No,
shit
you tell
all
me
the
that all the time. Oh, don't blame the officiating.
Michigan
Don't-
fans do that
I wanna hear that
They do that
crap.
all the time. All the time.
5-5.
TJ Duckett, what did you guys blame on him?
TJ Duckett. Oh, you're talking about the clock game.
Oh, okay.
Are you talking about the clock game?
I don't know. You know more than I do, right?
You're talking about Smoker when he threw the ball to Duckett at the end of the game. Is that what you're talking about?
An end zone. Touchdown.
Okay, I'm going to educate you something on that game.
Okay.
That game, in college football, they always had a home person that managed the clock. No, hold on, I'm telling you a fact here. It's not my opinion. Because of that game, they use neutral people now. So people don't cheat.
They should have did that from the beginning anyway.
Now, the last time I did a podcast with you, which was last summer, you told me that Michigan State was going to win the national title this year in both sports.
Yeah, I'll say that
what
next
made
year
you
too.
say? What made you
I'll
say
say
something
it every
like
year.
that?
I'll say that every year. I don't care because when it
Okay,
happens,
so you didn't mean
you're
it.
gonna say,
So you didn't. Okay, so you're saying you didn't mean it when you said it. You're just saying it just to say it.
I mean it. I love Michigan State, dude. I mean it. I'll say it every day. Listen.
Now look.
Listen, when Michigan State, never once have you ever seen me bashing my team when they lose.
Well, that's because you settle for mediocrity. You settle for mediocrity. We don't.
Oh my God.
We don't.
Here we fucking
And
go.
people ask me all the time, well, if you fire Harbaugh, who are you going to replace? Fire people till you get it right is the way I look at it. Because we're sick and tired of losing. That's all we do is lose. That's all we do is lose.
Hard boogers in there just smashing too.
Yeah, but your coach looks constipated though all the time. Mark Antonio looks constipated. I hate the way that he does interviews with people. That guy is so disrespectful to women. Every time he does an interview, that look on his face. If I interviewed Mark Antonio and he treated me like that, I would bitch slap him. I would bitch slap the shit out of Mark Antonio.
Hey, he swore. He swore.
That's a 5 spot.
I win.
And I think he said it twice. I think he said it
got him to
twice.
swear. I got him to swear. Boom.
Money jar.
Damn.
Money
I
jar.
won.
sorry.
There goes that New Year's resolution. I got it.
Dan, edit that out when you do your editing this week. Just edit that part out. We don't need no verification on that.
That's great.
man.
I know, right?
Poor fella, he broke.
You broke. I got you.
I didn't mean to, man.
It's too late. Look at him.
I'm gonna talk him into edit. He's gonna edit that out.
So, Chris,
that Michigan State
let's
thing,
get
that's
back to
gonna
the
heat you up
Michigan
every
State
single
thing,
time.
right?
And
So
I appreciate how you felt about it. I mean, he's wrong, but I appreciate how you feel about it.
I'm passionate. I love Michigan State.
Okay.
No matter what,
So-
just like you guys love Michigan.
hold up. Since
I mean, we just never had to use that rebuilding 5-year excuse for the
since
last 15
2000,
years.
since the year 2000, okay? Since 2000, Michigan State is 7-7 in bowl games, right? That's a total of 14 bowl games. Since 2000,
That's
Michigan.
actually a good record considering the travel the Big Ten has to do. That's actually a good record.
Rich Rod.
I'll give you.
Michigan's 6-13, right? So we're getting to more bowls. We're not winning them, but we are making it to more bowl games. So, but it's
I'm not
easy.
gonna
That's
stick
like
up-
making it to the toilet.
Yeah, but see, I'm gonna say this.
It's
I'm not
easier
gonna
to win
stick
bowl
up for
games
Michigan
when
with
you're
a 6
ranked
and
lower and
13
you're
record.
playing easier
I went to
opponents.
the bathroom, but just couldn't get in the bowl. Come on, Chris Kyle. Shit.
Okay, Chris Kyle. Oh,
American Sniper. Yes.
okay, now let's talk about Tom Izzo for a second, okay?
Yeah.
Now I ain't gonna say I like him. I have respect for Tom Izzo, okay? Guys like him, you know, Judd Heathcote, George Perlis, God rest their souls. I have respect for them guys. Where do you rank Izzo as one of the premier coaches in college basketball?
I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, one of the best. You saying he's not?
Well, I was going to let you talk. I'm
saying
going to
he's one of
speak
the
on
best.
it.
He's one of the best. I honestly couldn't rank him. But he's one of the best, and I think he will be one of the best that there ever will be.
Okay. Now, you know how we've had our struggles in football against Ohio State. We've lost, 18 out of 20? Did you know, hold on, I know, but did you know that Tom Izzo's head-to-head record against Roy Williams, Coach K, and Jim Boeheim, 4 wins, 23 losses.
Woo, good stats.
But at the end of the day, who's had it? What Michigan coach is better than Izzo?
What Michigan coach is better than Tom
Basketball.
Izzo?
Yeah,
There's not one.
none. Never.
Well, we got to give Juwan Howard time, man. We got to give the guy time.
Get out of here, oh
Give
cry.
him time, man. Now, look, they have been losing a lot, but our best player's been out, Isaiah Livers, man. Give him time.
It's gonna be excuse.
Yeah, but see, the thing that we have in our favor, even
Langford
though
was out.
Listen, even though
Here.
Jalen Rose is not on the coaching staff, you know he's going to be talking to all them Detroit kids. We're going to be getting all them Detroit recruits from Tom Izzo.
That's fine.
And then, our links with Chicago and all that. But give Juwan Howard time. The guy just got there, man. He's still refurbishing his apartment. Give the guy time.
And they're crying and shit.
Okay, 1997, Nebraska versus Michigan. Tell me what happens in that game.
Nebraska. Cornhuskers all day, national champs.
That's all we get.
Yeah. I mean,
What are
I
you
like
basing
Andre
that on?
Weathers. I went to school when we grew up in Doyle
Rider
but
Dragons.
Other than that,
So you're going to go against your own Doyle Rider Dragons
Yeah,
for Nebraska.
man. Well,
What are you basing that on, though? How would
I
they
don't
beat
remember.
us?
I don't remember Andre let me use his lunch card at Doyle Rider and shit. No, man. I just do that to upset you guys. I talk
Nebraska
shit when I
shouldn't
can.
even
I'm a
been in
troll.
that conversation. You know that.
What's that?
Nebraska shouldn't even been in that conversation that year. They got a win off of an illegal play.
You're talking about that Missouri game?
The Missouri game where what was it? What a
It was the
receiver?
refs again, huh?
Dude, kicked it.
Where they were kicking the ball,
kicked
doing
it up in the
cartwheels
air
and all
and
that?
caught it.
Yeah, I remember that. That was the Missouri
Yeah.
game. That was at the end of the game. See, we didn't have any games like that year.
Look, man, if you could do some
We beat
acrobatic
everybody
shit like that,
convincingly.
that's impressive.
But that's illegal. You can't kick the ball and catch it like that. It should have been a no call. They should have lost that game.
Well, I mean, I kind of agree with him, but I'm not going to disrespect Tom Osborne, though. I mean, that's one of the greatest coaches ever in any sport. You know, that would have been a good game. I think Woodson and Weathers and Marcus Ray, we would have had your whole offense shut down. There's no way that you're beating Woodson and the boys.
We'll never know.
I just told you.
No.
I just told you. You know
I
now.
mean,
I just told you.
That's okay. We'll never know though, until it happens, right? Did it happen?
No.
Okay.
But that game right there is the reason they started the BCS system. Because remember, the year after that, they started having the BCS because they didn't want co-champions anymore.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because that matchup would have been so epic.
National champs when it was
No, that
Nebraska.
matchup would have been so epic. I mean, that would have been the highest rated game. Oh, thank you, Adam. Fresh Luigi's
man.
Pizza.
Thank you, though.
Okay.
No, I got some over in the back.
You want half of this?
I'll take some spaghetti.
No. No, you're not eating spaghetti out here. All right, man. Well, tell us about Haney one more time, man. I want to know how you're gonna. You don't have to give your strategy, but what's gonna happen in that fight?
This dude's getting wheels for legs. That's all I'm gonna tell you. He's gonna look like he's on Heelys as soon as I touch him. Yeah, it's gonna be some magical shit. I promise you that.
Now let me ask you another MMA question. How if they didn't have mixed martial arts like back in like the late '80s, early '90s, like any amateur? Did they have like?
Kundo? Yeah,
Well, I know that tough man, but like it is advanced as it is now.
It's
you would've-
constantly evolving.
What if they would have had what they have now 30 years ago? And say you were doing it like as an 18-year-old. I know how good would you have been back then?
I'd probably be a C prefix. Went to prison, but no, I don't know. I mean,
do you ever think about that? Like you wish
there's
that.
always a what if. I mean, I was in jiu-jitsu before it was cool, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I knew Aikido jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu before people knew who the Gracies were. So, I mean, I've always been, the way I was taught martial arts is what's practical, what works for me isn't going to necessarily work for you. Mm-hmm. So that's what martial arts, I was brought up knowing that martial arts is taking what's practical for you and being able to adapt that to your fighting ability and style. So.
Okay. One time I was in Gary, Indiana, because I'm an over-the-road driver, and I was talking to this guy who does amateur MMA in that area, and we were talking about. Now I'm not as educated as UFC MMA as some people, but we were talking if Nate Diaz were to fight Royce Gracie both in their primes, who would win that fight?
Nate.
Why does everybody say
You're out
that?
of your
Really?
mind. You're out of your mind, dude. I'm telling you, it's a whole
Really?
different ball game. It's constantly evolving. The games. See, back when Hoist was in there, it was matched up style versus style.
Tori, you believe this?
I
Tori, how many
disagree.
years you been in martial arts?
Nick Diaz.
Are you talking
Hoist
about,
wearing the gi?
you're
Dude, I'm
taking,
telling you right now, it's
did you say
Then what,
Nate?
Bang Fu?
Nate or Nick Diaz? Nate Diaz or Nick
The
Diaz?
one that's always smoking dope in front of children on stage.
Well, they're
That guy.
both doing that, but you got to be more clear.
That idiot, that idiot that's always
Nate,
walking
not
around
Nate.
like
Still
that.
gotta-
Royce Gracie would
still
lose to
gotta
a guy
be
that
more
walks
clear.
like this,
what happened.
like he's a hard ass.
Absolutely, he'd get murdered.
Oh,
I'm just telling. I'm telling you. He would ask how many people pick Hoist in that. None. And he doesn't. I'm not trying to be a dick,
Tori?
but he doesn't know anything about MMA.
Darren, I think Darren picked Hoist. Darren, Hoist Gracie or Nate Diaz?
Boop.
Why do you say that?
Guess just me and you, Tori.
Because back when Hoist had his run, it
And
was
Vince.
style versus style. Okay.
But not in the beginning.
No, but I'm telling you, but when he fought, he was going against guys that knew karate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Karate's that's a sport. Dude, karate's not a. It's not. It wasn't made for combat.
But back in the first UFC, Royce Gracie was beating all these guys with all the kinds of different fighting
matched up
styles.
Hoist had to fight
But it was
like 4 times in
stylistically
one day.
matched up,
Would
though.
Nate Diaz be able to
It
fight
wasn't
4
a
times
hybrid,
in one
It wasn't
day?
a hybrid sport now yet.
Well, no, it wasn't. But he beat guys like Ken Shamrock, Tank Abbott, all these guys that were boxers,
Okay, hold
wrestlers.
on.
Like,
Let me ask this question. Take all the best fighters of today, and let's say they had a tournament where they're going old school rules, tournament style, of all the guys today. No weight classes, okay? The only rules are no biting and no eye gouging. 4 rounds. Who wins? Today's fighters. Tim,
With who?
of all the best fighters of today.
That's hard to say.
No weight classes.
It's hard to say. I guess
Who
it all
comes
depends
out
on
the
who's
winner?
matched up, who's stylistically.
No, old school rule, old school format.
It doesn't matter the format. The style of fighting that person brings to the table is how you determine who you think would win.
Right. What he's saying is that
he's trying to say who's like the best pound
do I
per
ex-
pound fighter in the
how do I explain
MMA
it?
right now.
Don't come in with one boxing glove and one tape
one,
hand.
right.
Right?
Van
Pat
Cleef,
Smith?
yeah. Van Cleef. That guy was like 65 years old. Huh?
Everyone fought with your own style. Karate guys always fought with a bow and arrow, four stands,
Yeah.
horseshoe punches. It didn't work.
Okay, let me
Those
go.
guys couldn't fight. They could do sports.
Let me
They
go
get
about this
murdered.
differently. Let me try this again. I'm gonna try to name fighters here. I'm gonna do the best I can.
Okay.
Let's take both Diaz brothers,
McGregor,
Conor McGregor.
John DeJay,
Time out. Let me try here. I'm trying to
Okay.
go on knowledge here. I don't even watch this sport.
trying to help you out.
I can't even remember. I don't need help, man.
Ryu.
The Diaz brothers, Conor McGregor, that Aldo, Jose Aldo, is that his name?
Yeah,
Aldo, Brock Lesnar. Who's that Mexican guy? Velasquez.
Kane.
Cain Velasquez.
Wow, you know it, man. Sell out.
God rest his soul if Kimbo Slice
That's
was
the
still
one,
alive. God rest his soul. If Kimbo was still alive.
Kimbo would get murdered, dude.
Houston Alexander.
That's my boy. Houston's a beast.
Marius.
Mariusz Pudzianowski.
Yeah.
It depends on who they're matched
Bob
against.
Sapp. No.
you gotta go
Old school
trash.
format. Old school format. Who wins out of all those guys I just named in a tournament?
I see what Chris is saying.
It depends
Because
on the
if you
seed.
get- It's like you get, like you were talking about. You just said it, Kimbo. Kimbo can punch anybody's heads off, but as soon as you get underneath him and get him on the ground, Kimbo's done.
If he's fighting
That's
a
how we
grappler,
always-
he's done.
Yeah, the grapplers are. When you get grapplers going against, grapplers going against strikers, I think the grappler's going to win. I mean,
And that's
All day.
I
exactly
think the grapple-
that's
Take away
exactly
its- you
what
know-
Hoist did back in the day, right?
Those were also set up
he
for
would
they were favored in his.
get him on the ground and they were done.
Who was the guy that it was?
Okay.
Like you were talking about the very first fight. Who was the one that Royce took him down and the guy wouldn't tap, so Royce just broke his arm.
That was
they
that
were
skin.
just-
Oh, I
was
forget
it
who
like
that
the
was.
very first one?
Yes.
The very first one. The guy
Yeah.
came out with the big ass cross on his back, walking out.
Chemo, yeah.
Yeah, and he wouldn't tap out. And he just snapped his arm.
That was the fourth UFC because I used to watch it back then. Yeah, that was the fourth one. Hoist is probably lucky that he had that ponytail where he can grab it because he might have lost that fight. Would
Well, he
you
was
agree with
unable
that?
to. Yeah, he couldn't continue. He had broken ribs. Hoist did.
Okay. Between Chris, Tim, and Tori, are you guys going to pick somebody or what? Out of the guys I just named.
There's so too much
No
of a gray
rules.
area.
No rules.
I can't pick it. It's all depends stylistically on who they're matched up and who the seed is. If you have a seed of fighters, I can tell you who would win that based on who they're matched up against.
Okay, we get no answer from Chris. Tim, what do you
Does that
say?
make sense to you?
Kane.
Okay. Oh.
No, because if you put all the great
I don't think
people
it translates
over
now
on this
because-
side, they
Tori,
make it over to
what do
this
you say?
side, and it's gonna, like you said, a bracket.
Yeah.
If there's bracket, right?
GSP. Okay, there's a guy I didn't name. GSP. That's a good one. He said GSP.
Yeah, in his prime. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think it translates to today because everybody basically fights the same way, has the same techniques.
Yeah.
So you'd have to go
Okay, that makes
size
more
and
sense.
strength
That
over,
makes more sense.
right? Cain Velasquez
more
against
sense.
Nate Diaz. They both have the same set of skills, but obviously Cain is going to outweigh him. So all he's going to do
Yeah.
is get him on the ground and you can smother him.
But Nate would pick him apart, point wise.
Nate must be better than I thought because every
Nate's
time I
a
ask,
beast, bro.
I
You can't sleep on Nate. He's a
No, I'm
beast.
not sleeping on Nate, but
Yeah,
Ask McGregor about that.
right?
McGregor, aren't they tied at one? One
Yeah,
apiece?
1-1, yeah.
Yeah, one
No,
apiece.
I'm a huge Nate Diaz fan, but I would say Hoist would win that. Yeah, Nate's
Hoist
a
would
technical
choke him.
fighter.
You know,
him
Nate's
up.
got a black belt. He's a Gracie
Yeah,
Jiu-Jitsu guy.
I know, but you just gotta, man. I've never seen anybody as technical as Hoist Gracie.
Yeah. He's a Gracie black
You want
belt.
a flush?
Sure.
Man, dirty.
I know, that's a fucking
Dirty.
shit.
That's
I know,
dirty.
that's all right.
I know I said I was going to do that to you,
Oh,
but
no,
I'm
no.
not going to do it. That's dirty.
I win.
No, not really.
Now, you said
not
you won
even
the
hungry.
cussing thing. You told me you weren't going to eat. I just got you to eat. No willpower. Give him one of them big slices, Adam. Don't give him no corner piece.
Just
Enjoy
think
it,
that
man.
each slice you eat, you're going to gas a little bit more in each round.
Right? I'll just do 2 hours cardio today. Don't do that. Don't do that. Nah, nah.
Oh, yeah, that's nice big. There you go.
That's right.
I almost take that on.
See, I like this.
Got to protect this guy.
If you eat that,
Yeah, like that?
if you eat that, Chris, if you eat that, Ray will double the Crown Royal bag.
Yeah, but aren't you supposed to have one cheat meal a week? Ain't that healthy?
No, I wish it was like that.
Vince?
Not keto.
What is
Not
keto?
keto.
What is keto? You talking about keto herd?
The keto diet.
What is keto?
The keto diet.
Spelled the same.
No carbs.
You see, Tim, man.
Someone laughing at his own jokes.
That's what I think about. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm playing with you, man. I honestly thought that I could get you to eat that. I love
No,
you too, man.
I can't do that.
Say hi to Phil. Be nice about it.
Oh, Phil?
Yeah, say hi to Phil.
Balky.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant, man. Oh, God.
That you did. You asked me to
I
call
said
him.
say hi to him and be nice to him.
Phil, he asked me to call you Balky
I didn't.
live
No,
on the
I
air.
did not. No, I did not.
That 3
Chris.
matches just went to 4 on that one.
Yeah.
Who's in your fight career? Who's been the most like influential coach,
James
trainer?
Lee, all day. James Lee, that's like, man, he's my, between him and Steve Levels, man, those two are my life coaches. But James has been there. He's been my mentor throughout my career. That dude's taken me across the United States and across overseas into Europe. So, I owe a lot of pretty much everything I've done in MMA to him.
He
he's
went
a
to
beast.
Poland with you when you went to Poland?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't.
okay,
Cool.
cool.
I wouldn't. Right now, I don't have a problem fighting without him in my corner. But there was a time I wouldn't fight with. He was always in my corner anyway. So yeah, there was a time.
How many times did you fight outside of the United States?
2.
Where was the other time?
I fought in Dansk, Poland, Warsaw, Poland. I almost fought in Mongolia, but the show ended up getting canceled. I was bummed.
Okay.
Who's been your toughest opponents? Wins or
I
loss?
fought-
Win or loss?
Mariusz Pudzianowski, Kamil Valus, those two are both world champions, and they're monsters. They're both pretty big dudes. I was looking forward to fighting Dan Severn. That didn't happen. I was bummed about that. Win or lose, that's to have a UFC Hall of Famer on your record.
You know who
you
I would
can't-
like to see you fight?
Ray Ascencio.
Dave Trevor.
I'm scared of Chris. I'm scared of him. Well, I look like a punk. I'm from Davison. No, but
Shit.
no. Hey, you know who Bob Sapp is?
Yeah.
Now, I don't like to use the word hate. My sister always told me hate is a strong. I cannot stand that idiot. I wish that you would fight him one time. I can't stand that
He's
idiot.
horrible though. In all honesty, he's just like one of those freak shows. He gets paid to show up. He's got like zero technique, and he's all arms when he punches.
Is he?
Yeah, I watch him. He's got he puts his chin down and he just.
Pudzianowski knocked him out in like 8 seconds.
Yeah, it was bad.
Put him to sleep. I wish you would fight him.
Sap can
I would fly over a body of water to see that. I literally would. If you
can
fought
really
Bob
make it out of
Sapp.
the first round.
Yeah,
that dude,
he's so huge.
He's big and he gasses. By the time he gets to the second round, he's already done.
Now,
Yeah, he's gassed
do
when he
you
gets in the ring.
do you have any plans of when you're done fighting? Are you going to have like an academy again where you're teaching kids and stuff?
We've got a financial backer up in Traverse City and two guys that they want me to open up another gym. I had a gym for 9 years.
Yeah,
and
I remember
you
that.
get burned out from that shit. It's
Yeah.
6-7 days a week.
Working
And
with kids, though?
Yeah, I have, kids were the best. That was that's where I had the most fun. But
I would love doing that.
not taking shots at a lot of the fighters, but you don't get like the best walks of life that want to come in there and be fighters. It's always these guys that, I'm 63-0 in the streets, and I'm on parole. And once I get done, I
Yeah, but
want to
you
be the
would be
next
the
UFC
perfect guy.
champion.
I think you would be the perfect guy to guide kids like that. Preaching, telling them not to go down the road that you went. You would be the perfect guy for that. I think you would be very successful. What road did I go down?
He's making it up.
No, you're right though. No, kids, it's fun. I know, absolutely. It's fun. I like working with kids.
Kids would love you, man.
No, they do. Kids already do love me.
So you're probably not going to do
Not
that
like
when
they
you
love
retire?
him though. Huh?
You're not going to do that when you retire?
No, I am. That's what we're in discussion right now. It's up in the air. I'm gonna see what I can do because I've got and I do a lot of masonry in the summertime. So
Okay.
there's when you do concrete.
I got another
you don't
question
have
for you.
life.
I got another question for you.
What's that?
What sport are you the best at other than, combat sports? Like a sport that has a ball in it. What's your, other than football too, because I know you were a good football player in Nebraska.
Oh, football
Can you
and
ball?
soccer. Football and soccer. Nah.
Can you
I
ball?
can play basketball, but it's not I'm not gonna say that. Competitively wise,
Chris
I don't touch-
McSay said he'll take you. Remember, Chris McSay said to you, "You want to hit the courts."
And what did I say? And he didn't he bow out?
No, you called me up.
And I said, line
And
it
you
up.
were- thank you, sir.
And then he asked us to be in a fucking tournament with him. This guy's running his mouth, and
he's
I was
a
like,
nice
let's do
guy.
it. No, he is. He's
You know
nice.
Chris McSay. You graduated. Nice guy. Chris was threatening him too.
I didn't threaten him. I said, put some money on it. How did I threaten him?
No, you didn't threaten him. You just called me on the phone
I was
and
like,
you were
put some
mad.
money on it. He was like, I'm good, aren't I, Ray? Tell him, Ray.
He actually was. He doesn't look. The way he looks now, I know he's got that long ZZ top beard, and he doesn't look like he probably never has worked. He actually was a decent playground basketball player. I can vouch for him. I wouldn't say it if it
I
wasn't
did
true.
talk a little shit because he looked like
I
somebody
wouldn't say it
from
if it
Leonard
wasn't
Skinner's
true. He
light
could ball a
crew
little
and
bit.
shit. I was like, this dude can't ball.
Because you got to remember, man, like all of us that are in here now, Tori, Tim, Darren, Steve, me, we grew up in an era where we was always balling around here. We was always playing basketball around here, man. Cook Park, Chicago Park, Potter Global School, open gyms during the wintertime.
Gundry.
Gundry, Wilkins,
I went to Gun.
Carpenter Road. Yep, Carpenter, we balled at all them places, man. Well, Chris, I'm going to say this, man. I wish you the best of luck on
Appreciate it.
February 8th, okay?
Thank you.
And I don't have to tell you, don't take this guy lightly, even though you know what you're going to do to him. Don't take him, lightly.
I'm just apologizing in advance because it's probably not going to be nice. And I do have family showing up. I don't want you to think that I conduct myself like this in a cage, but this guy's getting the business, so.
Well, this is what I hope, and I'm being serious as I say this. When it's over, no matter who wins, if what I heard was true, what he said about your family, I hope he's man enough to apologize about that. Whether you accept his apology or not, he should apologize for that because that's not cool.
He
You
won't.
talk bringing kids and
Yeah, he won't.
you never
Honestly,
know,
it'll
man.
fall
You
on
never know.
deaf
When it's
ears.
all
I mean, I'm
over-
letting it go because there's nothing
Because
I
that's the
can do
thing
to him
about
that
that's the
life
thing
hasn't
about
done already.
sports. That's the thing about sports. If I was getting in the ring with Tim, we could say all this stuff. It don't. I mean, personal, whatever. But in my case, when it's all over, I'm gonna shake his hand. If I did something wrong, I will apologize. I have apologized.
Well, the
I
shit
hope
talking.
I hope that he's that way
You
too.
can talk shit when you're competing. You can talk shit. You can talk trash, but there's lines you just don't cross.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I agree with that. And like I said, I hope he's man enough to apologize.
Honestly,
that's
two
A number
things I
one.
don't play. You don't play around with my family.
No, that's a number one rule
Yeah,
in the family.
and that's,
you know?
I'm big. I don't care if it's my kids, cousins, or whatever, man. I was raised that way. So, and this guy's he's got problems. He asked for them, and I'm bringing it. So,
Okay. Well, Chris, good luck.
thank you, Ray.
And,
Appreciate it.
Good luck against Jason Fish and Dingo Brown if those fights go down.
Oh, they're gonna happen.
I would love to see those. And we had a great crowd today, man. You said there was going to be some people in here, man. Darren Simpson's here, Mike Boyle, Steve Levels in the house, Big Tim Craig. I knew he would be here. Adam Hartman over here feeding me. You got Vince Strange, who was a former guest of mine, somebody I went to school with.
A fucking wrestler.
Tori Jeffries, my doorman over here.
That's
Got the
dope.
Budarakis family over here to the left. And
royalty over there.
good turnout. Lexi over there, Lexi Crowder. She got
Hi, Lexi.
Yeah. She came in on her day off today. That's the extra waitress. Remember I said there was going to be an extra helper? She came in on her day off. So,
Thank you, Lexi.
thank you, Lexi. So,
Chris, before we go, anybody you want to shout out? Any fight clubs or any associations you want to give
Just
shout out to?
my sponsors, everybody's coming out to support me. I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to putting on a show. It's gonna be fun. After party at Vitali's, good Italian food, drinks. It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
okay, Chris, good luck, man.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate you.
I pray for the best, man. I just hope nobody's seriously injured. And hopefully he's man enough to apologize what he said. If not, he's a punk.
I don't think he's gonna be able to.
He's already a punk for what he said.
I'll tell you this.
And hold the beak in the other hand.
It's too late. He's already a punk.
Shake with this one.
Listen. Despite what I said, what's his first name? I know his last name. What's his-
Danielle.
Okay, Danielle. Danielle can sit in this seat, be a guest on my show, and we can talk. Despite what I just said about him, we can talk about it. I would do a good interview with him, but if he wants to take it there, that's up to him. But he needs to apologize for that ignorant shit talking about people's families, man.
We're gonna handle that. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna leave it all in the cage. So
Positive energy, okay? Positive energy. Go out there, get the win, represent us.
Always.
Win or lose, man, you're still one of the best future Hall of Famers.
lose, man?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm
No
saying.
matter what, just hope you don't die.
No. I don't want anybody to die in there.
Yeah, no, neither do I.
This isn't ECW. We got New Jack stabbing people in the ring. The fork. Yeah, oh yeah. That's where I got the surgical scaffold idea, was from him. He took that surgical scaffold to that fat kid in Mass Transit. He cut him so deep that they said you could see his skull in his head. But all right, that's going to wrap up the show, man. This was a lot of fun, man. I love Chris, man.
Love you too, man.
This is my brother, man. This guy would literally do anything for me. I'd do anything for him. Good to see all these faces in here, man. I haven't seen Tori in decades, man. I haven't seen Tim in a few years.
Hey, when I told him that you were coming, he's like, "Is that the guy with the spider on his lip?"
That ain't what I said.
I said, "What? Oh, you talking about the mole?"
That ain't what I said, man. I didn't say that.
You didn't say that?
Don't ever commit a crime in front of him, okay? Don't commit a
Best
crime.
co-defendant anybody could ask for.
Don't commit a crime in front of Nino Brown here, okay? All right.
Hey, he did say that though.
I didn't say that. Tori, I know Tori, man. That ain't what I said.
it.
I didn't say Spider, man. Well, you know who I was talking about when I said that, so you
See?
just
No, he didn't say it, but then
don't listen to this fool, man. No.
But you knew what I was talking
I know
about.
Tori, man.
It's a manly
What is?
Chris, see if you can get him to swear one more time.
No, Tori. All right. Once again, we wish the big fella good luck, man, in this fight. And I thank everybody for coming. And I thank Steve Levels over there for canceling his plans and showing up. Thank you,
Brother
Steve.
Steve.
Thank you, Steve. And
Thank you, bro.
go kick some ass, man. I love you,
man.
Chris.
Love you.
All right.